My name is Kendrick Knight. I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and I joined Mike Barron's Closer Academy. So a little bit about me. I actually played D1 college football 4 years straight at the College of the Holy Cross, graduated in 2021. Biggest thing for me at that point in my time in life, I thought I was going to the NFL. That was my plan A, did not have a plan B or C. By the time my senior year rolled around, I ran into a lot of injuries. I had 4 concussions. I tore my hamstring, I tore my knee up, tore some ligaments in my thumbs, all beat up, right? And I had to choose health over wealth. Transitioned from there out to San Diego because my older brother lives here. My mom moved out here and I have my beautiful niece and nephew. I'm a family guy, so I followed them out here to be around them. But at that time, that was my first time being in the real world. And I didn't really realize how expensive San Diego was at the time. And I ended up getting a job at a nightclub down here, and I was a busser. I was a bus boy. I was the guy that you see in the nightclub is miserable, picking up dirty cups for, the sloppy drunk people around the club. At that point in my life, that was a huge, shift, right? I had a little bit of an identity crisis, had to kind of refine myself. Just being in that environment, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to kind of live up to the potential I knew that I was destined for. And I had searched high and low on the internet, looking for different ways to kind of create, this income. You see all these young guys making all this money, having all this success, and all these different opportunities that are out there. And I tried everything. I looked into drop shipping, e-commerce, Forex, trading, all of that. And, one day I came across this big guy, young cat, his name's Trey Toner, driving around on Lamborghinis, living a lifestyle. And he has a similar background as me, and it really inspired me. So I reached out, and then from there, got connected with the big dog himself, Mike Barron, and everything has changed immensely for me. And I'm grateful to be a part of this opportunity, man. This is something that I can really see myself changing not only my life, but everybody it is that's within my life that I really care about and love. And I'm just grateful. I've always been a people person. I love communicating. I love helping people. I love leaving an impact on those that I come across throughout life, right? Whether it be, a little bit or just a huge amount. But the thing that really gravitated me towards Mike Barron and, just this opportunity was Trey Toner, right? This guy, he has a very, very similar background as me. He played D1 college football, and he ran into some injuries himself, actually got his scholarship taken away from him, and he was kind of just in a position where he couldn't, fend for himself or pay for the things that he needed in school. And he met Mike Barron, and he met him at around that time. He was 17 years old, and Mike literally just poured into him and molded him into the beast that he is now. This kid is 22 years old, driving around in Lamborghinis, living in a penthouse downtown San Diego. And for me, when I saw that, it was more or less, I saw parts of myself in him, right? Just the way he carries himself, the way that he speaks, and what this opportunity has done for him. I knew for a fact that if he could do it, I could do it, right? Because he's been exactly where I've been and done the things it is that I've done and come from the background that I've come from. So it was just like a no-brainer for me. That's why I reached out, and the rest is in history from there, man. Literally, just to kind of give you some perspective, right? I am quite seriously, from what I've learned, just being in this space, I am the fastest person to come into high ticket and hit a 6-figure run rate, right? I made $9,000 in my first month here. Prior to that, the most amount of money I'd ever seen in my bank account at one time was probably $3,000. I made $9,000 in a month, right? So anybody else that comes after me, right, you can probably match me and hit a 6-figure run rate, but you will never beat me. I will always be the fastest person to do it. I did it in 1 month, right? And I'm not saying that I'm so cool and that you can't do it, but this is truly an opportunity where you can literally come in head first and change your life in a matter of weeks. So that's just perspective. The Closer Academy has literally changed everything for me, just in the way that I view the world, right? The way in which I think, the way I communicate, and the way that I operate on a daily basis. I'm a lot more organized, I'm a lot more technical, and I just communicate at a high level. It's crazy to say, I've had conversations with a lot of the homies that I grew up with back in Georgia, and they just say that I speak very, very fluently. I communicate at a different level. My goals are different. I'm actually living out the things in which it is that we didn't even think were possible coming from where I'm from. From my experience with the Forex thing, it was almost like I was doing everything by myself, right? I had to learn everything. by myself, keep myself accountable, and just kind of figure it out on the fly just with the little bits and pieces of information that they were giving me. But with the Closer Academy and just Mike in general, like, you literally have the most immense amount of support from the very start. Like, I literally still to this day get phone calls and text messages from my supervisor 3 times a day, just keeping me going, empowering me, motivating me, and just keeping me accountable, right? And just to take it a step further, you know, a lot of the times when you look into things on the internet, you actually never get to talk to or meet the face of the program, right? I literally have a direct line of communication with Mike. I literally went out with him to dinner yesterday, and he was pouring into me, motivating me, giving me game, right? I've never had a direct line of communication, let alone a relationship like this with an 8-figure entrepreneur. And just to take it a step further, like Trey Toner, the guy I was telling you about, this guy literally has poured into me immensely. Like, I never would have thought that I would meet somebody at his age that is so advanced and literally just wants to see me win and put me in the position that he's in, right? Those are relationships and networks that I'll never take for granted. I'm blessed. Again, I'm blessed immensely to be a part of this, and I never take a day for granted. I come into this every day hungry for more, and I know that there's a bright future here, and there's definitely a bright future for anybody else that is literally wants to change their life overnight, right? All you have to do is commit and make the decision that you want to be successful, and do what you need to do on a daily basis to get closer to that success every single day. And you'll have all the support that you need throughout the entire process to make that happen. Mike is, he's next level. I've never met a guy like Mike before. You know, he's authentic, he's real, he's intelligent, he's savvy, and he understands what it means to pour into yourself, right? Personal development. That wasn't something that I was too keen on prior to meeting him, but he's literally instilled into me that the only way that I'm gonna become the person it is that I desire to be is if I pour into myself and literally continue to grow my knowledge and my skill set and continuously do it day in and day out. That's something that a lot of people don't touch on, especially when you go through life and you see the results, right? You see the lifestyle, you see the glamour, but nobody really talks about the process. Nobody really talks about the work, right? Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody really wants to die. What I mean by that is everybody wants the results, but nobody's really willing to put in the work. And Mike is a true testament of putting in the work. This dude makes $1.5 million a month, but he's still in the office every single day, giving back to his students, pouring in us and keeping us motivated and showing up and bettering himself every day. He still does personal development every single day. And if somebody like that at that level can do it, why can't I? When this opportunity was introduced to me, it was brand new. I'd never done anything like this before. It's probably one of the scariest things I've ever done, right? Because a lot of times people don't know if results are guaranteed or if it's gonna work for me, right? And you know, one thing I will say is if you're serious about really, truly building this lifestyle of abundance and just giving yourself true security, and what I mean by true security is the ability, the confidence in your ability to create income from anywhere in the world, right? That's true security. This opportunity, the Closer Academy, is something that provides you with true security as long as you take it seriously, right? So it's not for everybody, right? You really, really have to be serious about the things it is that you want in this life. But if you make a committed decision to do it and just dive in head first and never look back, I promise you put your head down for 6 months, you'll look up, you'll be a totally different person, immersed in different opportunities, and just everybody around you will notice the things that it is that's changing for you, and they're gonna ask you how you did it. That's something that I'm living through on a daily basis right now. My biggest win is crazy. So when I started this thing, Trey and Mike asked me, they said, how much would you need to make in order to leave your current job as a busser, right? And just do this full time, dive into this and commit to it. I said, look, if you guys can, because like I said, the most I had ever made at that point in time in my life was probably like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, maybe a little bit more on a good month. I told them, if you guys can guarantee me I make $4,000 in 2 weeks, I'll quit my job that same day, right? And they said, we can literally make that happen in a week, right? And then my first real paycheck from here, I had $5,500 on it for 2 weeks of work. and the following 2 weeks I had 5,700 on it, right? So I made right around $10,000 in my first month here, and I quit my job that same day I got that first check. I quit my job, right? So that's just a little bit of perspective. This thing has literally put me in a position where I can get the finances in which I need to take care of myself, but also take care of my mom, right? My biggest goal with this thing is I want to retire my mom within the next year, and I'm literally on track to do that. So that's the biggest win. And as far as just like how my lifestyle has changed, I'm around real winners now, right? I'm around very, very successful people. I'm learning and soaking up game on how to take the successful actions that they have and implement them within my life. I'm operating on a totally different frequency now. And I'm not a big materialistic guy or anything like that, but like I'm riding around in Lamborghinis now. I'm eating at the most expensive, restaurants, and, traveling around, meeting very, very high level people on a daily basis. And just building myself. I'm becoming the person that I've always wanted to be, and I'm getting closer and closer to that every single day. And this opportunity has really done that for me. So just in the grand scheme of things, to sum it all up, the biggest thing that's changed for me so far is just growth, right? And that's all I really want to do is just grow into the man that I've always desired to be. And this opportunity has definitely put me in alignment with that 110%.